Welcome to the Wally Show Precast. We're Facebook Living this as always now. That seems to be the standard thing that we do, and also you can check it out on YouTube as well as listen to the audio in our podcast. Before we got into this, I heard, I only caught part of the conversation. I don't even know how it started. Was Zach talking about old school games as a kid?
Well, I was blocking his way. That's why.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on. There was some commotion.
And I told her I'd bust her on because I was the Red Rover champion in my third grade.
Who here has played Red Rover, send Wally on over? Okay, so you guys have played it.
Yeah.
I love that game. I didn't know if Betty would have, because Betty would have probably broken in half. If you don't know what Red Rover it is, it's where you hold hands with a bunch of kids at school. You call Red Rover, send Zach on over, and Zach winds up his little legs and he runs as fast as he can and tries to break through your arms and get you to let go.
And it was really fun, I think, maybe when you're smaller, and then as you get older, it becomes a little more...
It gets
risky.
violent fast.
Yeah. Like, my problem was I was always small, and so there was always the bigger kids that would raise their arms up and clothesline me. And it's just like hit you in the throat and just drop you.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't fun.
And that's one of those games that we talk all the time about how, playground rules are changing and, people are so much more cautious these days. But I'm honestly surprised we even played that when I was a kid, because that's a bit dangerous of a game for young kids to be playing. It's painful.
I feel like it's outlawed everywhere.
Yeah.
I haven't
And
heard of anyone.
I'm not upset about that. I don't think that's so crazy.
I don't
probably
know.
appropriate.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Those are part of the things. That's part of growing up. It was still getting clotheslined. Some
Concussions,
great
I know.
memories. Did you have inside of that too? You always have rules. There's always those caveat rules that you make up. Like when you run, you can't do your arms, you can't do a hacking motion if you're the one running to try to break their grip.
Right.
You can't do that. We always had little extra rules that
Yeah,
you couldn't
forget.
do.
You can't get too close to each other because then you're, you can't run through bodies.
Mhm.
Has to be through the arms.
Dodgeball is one I'm surprised they still play.
But
That's
that
a
one,
fantastic
it's
game.
a great game, and you can play with balls that don't hurt as much. And
I don't know, man. You take one to the face.
The
it's still-
dodgeballs they have at the trampoline places, I love.
Yeah.
They're the perfect combination. You can throw them really fast still, but they don't hurt.
I'm trying to think if I've ever hit anybody on that the trampoline place. All I know is that you bounce, you throw. There's always some smart aleck kid you don't know that's playing in your game
he's going
somehow.
first.
Yeah, and you aim for him, and you can't get him. He's like a little spider monkey. and then before you know it, you're completely out of breath, just laying down.
My main strategy in that stuff is the no-look throw. So I'll be staring someone down and jump and throw, but throw to the person next, across the thing.
I've seen you take it real serious.
I take it very seriously. It gets the competitive thing going.
I can almost. I wish they had technology to where you could wear a skull cap and it would broadcast what you see in your head. Because in Zach's head, he's going pro. It's pro dodgeball league. He's got a uniform on.
It's
He's
slow-mo.
faking people out.
it's like
He's,
a Terminator thing where it's targets popping
yeah,
up.
yeah,
and
like Matrix, everything bending in half and
locked on.
stuff. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I did the same thing as a kid. We played, we called it wall ball in my house. My brother and I would play.
How big of a mansion did you grow up in?
It was huge.
Man.
Yeah. it
Which wing was
amazing.
this in?
The north wing.
The northwest or the northeast?
The north central.
Okay.
Yes. And so we just had one wall in the house, and we would play this game with this ball, and basically like handball, And we play in the house. And
Was
my
it
mom.
you against the Butlers?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Well, you don't know my family really well, do you? And so, we would play this game, and my mom would always be like, you guys stop messing around in the house. You're gonna break something, and we always would. But there was part of me in my head that's like, this could be a professional sport. I could turn pro at this. I'm really good at this, And I think as guys, as kids, we do that. We make up things, and we think that maybe it's delusions of grandeur or something, but we think this could be the thing.
I think making up games is fun. I created a thing when I lived in Texas called dunk ball, which was a simple mechanic. You would shoot the basketball, and if it missed, you had to get it within 2 bounces, and then you had to dunk it from there. And so it was
I'm assuming a
a
smaller,
9-foot hoop.
Yeah. 9 foot. Come on.
Back
6?
then, yeah.
Really?
No, it was 9. Because I started at 8, but I did it so much I got better at it. But I was in a place where there were literally we were on a 180-acre ranch, so no one could see me.
Yeah.
But it became really fun.
I would pay big money to see you
Nope.
dunk a basketball on a 9-foot rim or touch your toes. Either one of those two things.
How much would he pay for me to touch my toes?
Oh, you can touch your toes,
Oh,
can't
no
you?
problem.
Can you really?
No
Are you that
problem.
flexible?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even remotely. I can
Nope.
touch about middle of my shin.
Wow.
Let me see you touch your toes.
Well, you said big money was
Well, I'm
involved.
not when you tipped your hand when you're like, oh, I can
You
totally
already
do it.
said a
Trying to
verbal
fake
contract.
you. He
Well,
could
no-
be faking you.
No, he's not
You
faking
made
me.
the offer. I accepted the offer. That is a verbal.
All right, big money for you. I'll give you $1.
Okay.
You have to get Venmo though.
Yeah. Is he doing it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
He's
the
like
floor.
fingers on the floor like
Are
that.
you serious? Like, do that again. Like, no, I'm serious. Go ahead. Oh, I was trying to wedgie him. Like getting an adult wedgie at 36.
Yeah, no.
How awesome is that?
That's like the bird picking on the alligator though. The little guy being like,
You're
gonna be the
ridiculous. Y'all need to grow up.
I know, but see, that's what we're talking about. Guys don't grow up. Hopefully, I don't ever want to grow up. Maturity stinks.
So where's his dollar?
You have to Venmo it to me. That was part of my stipulation.
I'm not
You
Venmoing
gotta
anything.
That's all-
Venmo, you
that's
gotta
all I want.
Venmo.
That's what stinks. This Venmo thing is a scam.
it's,
Uh,
how is it a scam?
It's a scam in this room.
You would get paid if you got Venmo.
Yeah, Zach still owes me $50, but
I do.
he won't give it to me because I won't get Venmo.
Because I have to go find, like, where do you find cash these
in a
days?
bank.
I don't have a bank.
What do you get it out of your coffee can? Then
I don't have that either. I don't have cash.
How do you not
It's
have
all in the
cash?
cloud.
Really?
Why have like this is do you know how many germs are on this?
You're gonna take
Betty,
that.
count how many germs
No,
are on that.
no.
You could take that and you could exchange that for a Coke at McDonald's right now.
No, I couldn't because
That
I'd need
make more
I'd
sense.
need 9.5 pennies.
Yeah, but
which is a hassle.
I know.
This is
Get
ridiculous.
No.
Venmo.
No, I don't
Here's
want
what it
an
is.
app
Here's
that I
what
don't
it is,
know.
guys, and I'll explain it. Wally has it on his wallet where he has this little clip.
I do have a clip.
And he has admitted in the past that he likes to get a lot of ones to make it look like he's got a lot more than he really does.
I was kidding about
so
that.
No.
he likes
Honest,
to pull
truthful.
out his bills
Yes.
and go,
I do typically.
Let me see if I
do
have one
that.
that small.
yeah. And he can't do that if he's got a card or Venmo.
it's
He
digital.
can't brag.
Yes, I know. I do keep the big bills on the outside. I will say I do that. So I have about $29 right now.
And
in
it
my
kills
wallet.
me that your excuse is you don't want to give your account number to something when you
don't.
literally write checks for everything. You realize your entire routing and account number is
Yes.
on that check.
Well, that I don't write checks for stuff, but I do. We do bill pay. No,
I've
Marty
seen-
will.
Yes.
We do like bill pay and stuff like that, but
The
that's
same
what
thing.
no, it's not. That's not what some like that's a like my account or my like say my direct TV account is this global, company.
Venmo's
that
owned by
gets hacked.
PayPal.
Yeah.
Oh, is
It's
it?
a huge company.
Oh, I
yes.
didn't know that. I thought it was some idiot
Billions
kid
of
No.
that designed this in his locker room.
No.
Nope. Well, that's how it started.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a little
PayPal
more
owns it.
legit. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. It's completely.
Can I
Totally
pay you
legit.
with PayPal, or can you pay me with PayPal?
I will
have
pay you
PayPal.
back this $1 if you get Venmo,
If I get Venmo
and give you this $1 because it's gross.
and well, give me my other money too. Like,
yeah, and give you that plus I'll throw
You're
in more.
actually making $51 by getting.
No, I'm not. I'm
Venmo.
just getting my dollar back.
No, you're making $51.
Oh my gosh! All right.
I paid Zach this morning for something. It was immediate.
Yeah, it was
Venmo.
fantastic.
Boom.
Oh my goodness!
But
the
then you
other
don't even
day-
feel like you got paid. Like then, when you
Yes, you
It's
do.
not about
Because your
feelings.
Your phone
makes a
goes
little ching.
ka-ching.
But I don't look at that. That's fake money. It doesn't even exist. I gave you real money, like real
Oh my
tangible
gosh.
money.
The problem is that you don't know what your bank account you don't know anything about your bank account. That's the problem.
I don't.
So-
I don't know how much is in there. Like
So-
I don't do that.
But that
That's the
other-
thing. I don't do
Kelly.
it. Like
The other day,
I get too
was in a
stressed.
store, and there was this older woman, and she was in her 80s, and she was like, "Now, how much was that again?"
Yeah.
Pulled out her checkbook, and she's like, "Okay," and it took forever,
Oh,
and
I
you
know.
could see everyone behind the line rolling their eyes.
I know.
You're still.
I don't
stuck
write.
in
No,
that.
I don't write checks. I hate checks. I
Well,
hate
then
like.
why does she say that you write
Marty
checks?
writes checks.
Marty does.
To
Like
what?
For everything.
I don't know. Not
like
for everything.
church
no.
every single week.
She does write her check.
every week. Even they get paid every other week. She likes to drop it in every week.
She does.
And even though
She
the church
likes
probably
to
has
brag.
automatic withdrawal,
Yes. Oh, they
which is so
definitely
nice
do.
and easy to
And
press.
they let you know
Yes, that's it.
Online.
I will. Okay, now I will tell you this. This is old me. When I was working at a radio station, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars for being my age, which was really young at the time. Like I was being paid crazy well, and so
at any age,
yeah, I mean,
you're being
yeah.
paid crazy well.
You're right, but I mean, but being young and making that kind of money, it wasn't normal for like a lot of the people I was around.
With hair down to your lower back.
Yes,
Right.
and so I purposely did not do direct deposit when they brought that because I used to love going to the bank and sliding my check in for the deposit, and the girls at the bank being like, "Wow, wow.
Oh my gosh.
True story. That doesn't make me look good, but
They just assumed you were a drug dealer.
it doesn't matter.
Oh, they totally did. Yeah.
I still remember that bank teller's name, Normie.
It'd be fun to.
You were married.
It wasn't like I was hitting on her.
It would be
But
fun to
why'd you have
trace
to
her
go
down
in?
and see what she actually thought about
I
you.
bet
That
she-
would be interesting.
I bet when she saw you come in, she was like, ugh.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because you were a bank person. I know.
I did, I was.
Oh, it's crazy shallow and self-absorbed. I fully admit that. Like it was my insecurity. Like because like having the long hair and being in radio and doing the things that I did. It was like that was my thing of like I am successful. I have made it. This is
So
what
you thought
buys
the
me
long
respect.
hair meant success?
No, the money.
Okay, good. Just
Hey,
making sure.
for all of our watchers out there, I'm gonna post a picture today of a flashback Thursday.
Mhm.
What is it? Throwback Thursday.
Throwback
Flashback Thursday. Yep.
Yeah,
Same
something
thing.
like that.
Of Wally with his long hair. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's one I've not seen.
What is that one?
The Radio Disney one.
No,
Yeah.
let me see it.
That's
You're,
tremendous.
And it even
interviewing
says the name.
somebody?
It says the word zippy on
Yes,
here.
back when you were
How do you have
zippy.
that? Oh, yeah, it's a bad look.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Thank
even
you.
one where your hair is wind swept and it's in your face. and
Oh
you're-
wow, I do see it now. Like when I had just long stringy hair and I
That one's
wasn't
gross.
doing it.
That
Up. Well,
one is
don't
bad.
say that again.
Those are
I'm surprised
Oh.
they let you around children. 'cause
I
You
know.
look kind of creepy.
Yeah, so that was back in the day. All right, so let's get on to some of the other things here that we need to do. Birthdays here. This is from Cinia. Wants to wish her son Alex happy birthday. He turns 15. So happy birthday, Alex. You totally
Is that
rule.
Cinia who visited the show?
It might be.
Fun.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
got me a gift.
Oh yeah. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
So, big fan of the show.
She emailed me like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't written back because I'm a jerk. I apologize.
Oh, man. All right, and then finally here for birthdays, this is from Sherry. Says, "Hey, I'm a faithful potty, and my birthday is today, and I'll be turning 49, a 49-year-old potty. I like that. Just a couple months before Wally. See, I'm not 49. I'm only 48. You guys have been saying I'm 50. I've already
You're
been thinking
49,
I was
right.
49.
No, you're only.
I'm not even
51?
49 yet. No. And she was like, this for all of you. You have something on your bucket list that you want to be completed before you turn 50 years old, because she needs some ideas. So before you get to that point.
I would like to receive a payment from Wally through Venmo. That's on my bucket list.
Oh.
When you set Venmo up, what do you need? You need your account number, basically.
Yep,
Is
that's
that
it.
all you need?
That's it.
Is it harder than that?
Becca did it the day I told her about the app. We were at lunch and she had forgotten her wallet. She downloaded the app at lunch. She has her routing number memorized, which is weird, but put it in the app and was done.
That's
and
my
paid me.
problem. I know my routing number except for the last 4 digits.
Just bring in a check.
Yeah,
we
no,
will
I can
literally
get it.
do it
No,
for you.
no, I just don't know the last 4 digits. It's 873-661-29 something, and then I don't know.
That's very good to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure that's your routing number, not your account number?
Oh, that's my account number. Oh, you need your routing? Never
Yes.
mind.
You're,
No, I'm just kidding. It's not. Oh, so it's your routing number, not your account number.
routing
need
and
both.
account.
Oh, you need
You need
both?
both.
Oh, now I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I
Just
was,
bring in a check. We will literally do it
I have
for
both memorized.
I had finally said I will do the account number, but I'm not doing my routing number
That's
too.
where you put your foot
Yes.
down.
I could Google your routing
No,
number.
you
realize?
cannot.
Yeah, we'll
you
find it
can.
for you.
Yeah,
No.
it's very
Go,
easy.
go,
Routing number is
go,
very
go.
easy to
Fight,
find.
fight.
The thing that drives me crazy about the Venmo thing is I literally don't feel like I'm being paid. Like I
That's
really
so
don't.
ridiculous.
Because I never look at the
so
account.
you'd rather not have $50 from Zach?
No, I'll get it from him eventually. I'll get it eventually. I'll go.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna go rob his wife's store.
Good. You'll have to rub it a few different days.
Yeah. Good luck getting $50. Oh man. All right. So let's go on to news.
Oh, were we going to answer the bucket list?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
question?
thought we did. Well, we got Zach's as a joke. Did you have
yeah.
something?
I really want to go to Australia. Like, that is so top of my list. I also want to go skydiving, too, which is so stereotypical, like, bucket list.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
I did ask about that, and then they haven't.
yeah.
There was with Brandon Heath something with like the 101st Airborne out of Clarksville.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They were like, okay, would you do something live on site? And I said, well, we'd probably do something where we throw Beck out of the plane and tape some stuff, and so I haven't heard back, so I don't know if it's a dead issue
Oh, my
or
goodness.
not.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, if it is, you can totally do it. If
I'm
they're
so in if that
if
comes
they'll
around.
do it, you can totally do it.
That'd be fun.
Betty Rock, yours, I think you're making a bucket list one happen, are you not?
Yes.
Here in the next 2 months?
I'm going to
Alaska! Like, how awesome is that?
I know
So-
it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I cannot wait.
I'm glad you're going. We're going to have a good time.
I need to write these down because I thought of a great one the other day.
And you forgot it?
Yeah.
Ah.
So
It's not really a bucket list.
You
Adam.
just started a
Good
list.
work.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I still have a bucket list thing of I would like. I still.
yeah.
Oh, you remember? Go.
I do.
Go.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I want to raft down the Mississippi River.
Oh,
like
that's
the whole
good.
thing.
Lame.
Yes.
How great would that be?
Like on a wooden raft, like Huck Finn.
Yeah, or even nicer.
Mississippi River's gross.
It is. Yeah, but how cool? Like all the things you would see,
Mhm.
or take it all the way from like the creek by my house. Like I've traced it all the way to the Gulf. You can get there.
Oh, really?
Like, how cool would that
Whoa.
be?
Wait, the creek by your house to the Gulf?
The Anon River.
Yes.
Or the Anon
No,
Creek?
McClutchin.
Oh,
I followed it all the way to it joins the Cumberland and then up into the Mississippi on down.
Really?
Like, yeah.
that's
He is
crazy.
How
Back-
cool would that be to inner tube all the way to the Gulf?
Yeah, now you're on an inner
It
tube.
can't take more than a day or two.
No, it's very fast. That would be fun.
It'd be
Inner
very
tubing.
crispy.
Inner
Look how
tubing is fun. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Except like we went down one in Tennessee where the water was really low, and you'll see your bum is hanging through the inner tube there, and then you're
Is
floating.
it because the water was low?
Yeah, it was because the water's low. If I was fat, I would have made the water go up when I got in. So yeah, like your bum's hanging through there, and you're like cruising along. All of a sudden, you get like a jagged rock in the butt.
Yeah, that can hurt.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I've never been tubing. I really want to go.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
it
we
is the
should-
best.
It's a lot of
Show
fun.
tube,
It is so
show
good.
tube,
That'd be
show.
We
fun.
could do it down the river right here.
Show tube.
Yeah.
Cumberland?
No, Harpeth.
Oh,
Okay.
I've
can you
seen
tube in the
friends do
Harpeth?
that. We have friends who have done it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's legal.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We could
Sanctioned?
link
I don't know
together,
what
and
the
then
rules
Betty
are.
and I could just break off from you guys and enjoy our own time.
Oh, okay.
It's so much fun, Becca.
I've never been. I
I've
really
been
want.
It's so
Twice.
much fun.
I don't
I've always
understand how
wanted
it
to
morphed to that. We could link with you guys, and then we could break off and okay.
She probably thinks you would tip her over, which that's so bizarre that she would think that.
It just
I have
hurts
trust issues.
after a while. Just starts to hurt.
No, I really want to go though. In all seriousness, we had a lot of friends that went last summer, but of course I couldn't. So
Betty probably thinks I'm gonna like dangle her off the side of the
Oh, I don't
cruise
trust
ship.
you at all.
Oh yeah.
I probably won't go. I'll think sick.
She'll be locked in her room the whole time.
She misses Alaska. All right, so let's get to news.
okay, I have two stories. The first is Burger King's newest invention. They always come out with really bizarre things, and this is different. Coming out with the Fruit Loop milkshake later this month. It's vanilla cream, crushed up Fruit Loops, and then added sweet sauce.
Added
because
sweet sauce.
you know-
Now you.
Now you have it, yeah. But it looks. I mean, it looks like ice cream with Fruit Loops in it. But like, I can't imagine this being good. 'Cause wouldn't that get soggy and nasty?
I don't know. Like when you crunch them up, yeah, because they get soggy in milk. So why would they not get soggy?
Yeah, oh, I guess that is their natural environment. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But Burger King just does the most bizarre things. Do you remember when they had like the dyed black burger?
Yeah, they're
purple.
like when you're third or fifth or whatever in the running, you have to keep doing things like that.
Yeah, but then they get that like nice little bit of buzz, and they're like, Burger King is the new thing, and then it dies down because no one cares.
Yeah, like they did the big, what do they call it? They have the Whopper, and then there was something
the
else.
Baconator.
No, it's something else. It's a Big Mac basically, and they call it something else, like the Mick. Not a Mick thing. I don't remember what it is, but it's like they're always a step behind McDonald's.
I also have there's this parrot at the Knoxville Zoo who turned 30 this week, and they posted a video of him doing different sound effects and answering different questions. And it's really incredible the things that he can do.
Are you a pirate? Can you toot? That's gross. Can you fall down? Did that hurt? Cry like a baby? Can you do a cat? How about a dog? Can you bark? Can you fly on the spaceship? And shoot the lasers?
Wow.
Gonna make everyone scream. That sounds evil.
Oh, that's kind of cool. If you have to have a bird, that's the only kind of bird worth having.
Isn't that adorable? My favorite is the lasers. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, and that was good
So
too.
cute.
Right?
Wow,
It's
that's a talented bird.
adorable. I love it.
I feel weird that that's like the same kind of things I do with Anna.
Yeah.
Like they're doing with a bird, and I'm thinking she's advanced.
I know. No, she's really not as good as that bird.
No.
All right, Betty Rock, let's get to you. I know that yours is a little bit more serious today.
Right. On a recent episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe Kardashian, she opened up to her stepdad, Bruce Jenner, also known as Caitlyn Jenner, about her thoughts on the Bruce-Caitlyn decision.
For me, you're all I remember. Bruce was. So not having you in my life, it's a huge blow. My second dad, this guy that I've grown up with that raised me, was taken away from me, but no one really let me have that.
That's the thing. So we'll talk about this. And I know it's a sensitive subject as you're trying to talk about it, and you're trying to be kind also. And you run this balance between truth and acceptance versus condoning and all of that stuff. And I want to always try to err on the side of love. So I hope that as we talk about this, you'll understand that I'm not coming from a place of judgment in this. It's a place of not fully understanding. Like, I don't understand how somebody is in that place and they're like, I need to totally, change my gender. And so I can't judge that, because things that people feel inside, some people say it's a choice. Other people say, I had no choice. I didn't feel like any other way other than how I am. But I think that there is a sad part of this that you don't fully realize. I thought that people think everyone's celebrating Bruce or Caitlyn or whatever. I don't even know how to refer to
Caitlyn.
him.
I mean, if you're being fully politically
But
correct.
that's the thing. Yeah. Do we
Right.
have to be fully politically correct? I don't know that we have to, honestly. But
what good does it do to say he, like that, whatever.
Yeah,
we know who you're talking about.
yeah, but it's still, I don't know. Was there a gender reassigned surgery with them?
I don't think so.
That's the thing. So to me, you're still he, at that point. But
Yeah,
that's just me.
yeah.
But the thing that you don't realize inside of this is that your choice that you make, or your whether it's a choice, not a choice, but your life and the things that you do definitely have an effect on all the people around you. And so while everyone is, applauding, Caitlyn, like, oh, you're so brave and you did this. This is the interesting part of that story, the wake of it that you don't see and that you don't really think of. Oh, well, the kids will be fine. It's interesting to hear Chloe say, I feel like I lost my dad. I lost like somebody that was a big part of my life because of this change, and they got drug into it, and they didn't want that, but she's just in it now.
Yeah, especially because I'm sure that Bruce stepped into some holes in a really important time in her life after losing her dad, Robert Kardashian. So I'm sure that she saw it as this dad
Right.
figure for so long that and I'm sure too that I would imagine, just from what I've read and what I've seen, I don't think that the family knew a lot about it before it really became public. I think it was like a pretty
On the down low.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, exactly. And so I feel like that would be just a shock to your system, and then you're still accepting it while everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, that's so amazing! Don't you think that's great?" And you're like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, my life just got turned upside down.
Yeah, I'm still processing this. Give me a second, but you can't say that because then you're not accepting. And
There's the
Right.
other problem too. That's why I think why I respect her saying this, because she's close to the situation.
Yeah.
She has the right to feel what she feels 100%, just like he has the right to feel what he feels. But in this world, that if you ever say anything that even remotely sounds negative about someone's choice in this day, or how do you identify, or how do you this, how do you that, you are judged for that. She has the right for sure to say, this is kind of messed up, and I'm sad, and I love the fact that she did that, because you would think that she, of all people, would toe that politically correct line and step in line and not, buck that system. But the fact that she did share, her honest feelings about it, it gives me a little bit more respect for her, because the Kardashians and all of that just crazy surface Hollywood nonsense that they do. But you got to remember too that there are people dealing with regular feelings and emotions just like all of us. And so I actually garnered a little bit more respect for Chloe inside of this. So there you go. That was actually handled way more delicately than I thought.
I know. I was like, were you waiting for us to say something to fight you so you could fight back? I don't know.
No.
What do you need?
No, I don't want fights. And especially with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want arguing on it, because there's not a win anywhere.
No.
But I do think it's okay to have the conversation. And that's where I think what frustrates me inside of our society, inside of our faith, is we can't have the conversation without someone getting mad, someone being judgmental, someone throwing up a Bible verse that says people are going to burn in hell because they don't do this or because they do this. And to me, it's like, if we could just have conversations that are honest and say, yeah, I don't even know how I feel about this. I do know what the Bible says. I 100% know what the Bible says. And so then I'm like, yeah, how do I process that with what I'm thinking and feeling too? And how do I make all of these things align? And I just keep coming back to, on the side of this kind of stuff, is what I look at, what I truly believe Jesus told me was my job in all of this, and my job was to love people.
Right. And that's why I would refer to her as Caitlyn, because I
Right.
think that to love somebody, you have to at least be able to say, okay, this is how you identify, and it
Right.
might not be something I agree with, but
Right.
this is who you are right now, so I'm going to call you Caitlin or whatever.
Right.
Like, I think that's part of it. So but that's just how I've kind of come to
No,
grasp
then
with it
that's
as well.
and that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. And that might be a better look at it than me. I still have that weird thing of like, what do you say? Like, how do you handle that? You know?
Yeah, and I think it's important for Christians to allow other believers to express grace and compassion without jumping on them for not giving them a huge dose of truth. Right. there.
Yeah, because that's the thing,
Like-
and that's what a lot of people come back with. Well, you're not telling them the truth. I've never not said the truth on things. Like I know what the Bible says about homosexuality, but I also know what it says about all the other stuff that I do. You know, because it's all in there. It covers everybody's sin. Every sin that you could think of is covered in the Bible. And I struggle with these. Somebody else struggles with those. And that's not my place necessarily to be, handing out truth bombs to people, because like we've talked about this before. The Bible talks about seasoning with salt. So when you're dealing with somebody that you're talking about where they might not be lining up biblically, it doesn't say go after them and hit them with the flaming sword of the Lord. It says season your response with salt, and so or season with a little salt.
Right, and that love has to come first.
Exactly.
And with this issue too, there's a very high rate of suicide
Yeah.
with the transgender issue, and I wonder if maybe the church were a bit better at responding with it, and at least there was love and a safe place coming from somewhere for them, and like we were saying, like not like an acceptance, like yes, you're so great, that's so
Right.
great, but just saying like I'm gonna love you as a person first and foremost, and we'll get to all that other stuff first once we build a relationship.
Right.
Like I wonder if that would change the narrative at all.
I do think the narrative would change if people would spend more time with people that aren't like them.
Right.
And get to know people. And I'll tell you, man, like I didn't have a lot of gay people in my life until I met Zach. And then, no.
No, that's
Sorry,
terrible. That's
sorry.
terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm not a good person.
No.
But until my wife started working at Disney, and she was worked with a bunch of these guys that were gay, and up to this point, like I was working in rock stations and kind of homophobic and stuff, and then I met these people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these are really nice people, and they're good people. And then the more people that I met like that, it was just, I got to meet people, and they're like, man, you have no idea how hard my life has been. And some people have told me, why would I choose this? Because you don't understand the abuse that I've gone through my whole life since I was 8 years old. And so it made me see them completely differently, and it made me compassionate, whereas before I wasn't, and I saw them differently after that, and I saw what my responsibility is, and that's not to judge people, it's to love people.
Yeah, and that's a understanding realization that you'll never have just by living in a Facebook bubble where your only knowledge of the world is what you read on Facebook.
Right.
Like that's why it's so important to have real relationships like that with real people.
Yeah, when you talk to them and you hear their struggle and you hear their the hate that has been heaped on them from people they don't know, from family members and stuff, it makes you see people differently. Now, again, like I get, being honest with people and stuff about scripture and faith and everything like that, but you still have to temper that with a little bit of wisdom, grace, and kindness.
Yeah, and those two things can be true at the same time. Like it can be true that they've had a horrible, rough life that you feel compassionate for, and you can believe homosexuality is wrong.
Right, yeah.
Like both those things can, like our culture tries to tell us that those two realities cannot possibly exist inside the same mind.
Right.
But that's garbage.
It is weird because I had a conversation with my daughter about this the other day, because we watch a lot of the shows about creativity and like home flipping and things and design shows and stuff. So we watch a lot of this. So there are a lot of people that are gay in these things. There's a new TV show coming on TLC with these two dads that are flipping homes and stuff. And so it part of this balancing truth and wisdom is like my frustration is when there is an agenda inside of TV and movies and things like that to push the acceptance part of, say, homosexuality and make it seem more mainstream than it is. Like, oh, everybody's gay, and like, and so while you want to teach your kids about acceptance and about love, there's still a time at which they're too young to really should be to where they're exposed to that or have to deal with that. So for Haley, we didn't let her watch certain shows for a while until she was older, and then we could have the conversation about that and alternate life. But it is a little frustrating when things can't just be about flipping homes. It has to be about I'm gay and I'm flipping homes. That frustrates me. But I fully understand it if you're in that world and you're like, well, I just want to be seen as a person. Like, so why can't I be me? If you can be you and be on TV, why can't I be me and be on TV? I actually do understand that.
And also too, especially if these people have had to fight, to feel accepted and to feel loved, I feel like that becomes a part of your identity.
Right.
So of course, like, they're not just gonna, like, we want to go on TV and be like, I'm straight and flipping homes.
Right.
But because these people have had to resort to their community for support and love and have almost been ostracized at times by different groups or just with where society was in time, like, I could see where that becomes a part of your identity and why that's more pronounced.
I think Zach's talked about this before, because I've never been that person that's like, yes, I am doing whatever I'm doing because I'm white, or I'm doing whatever I'm doing because I am a guy, or because I used to have long hair, or whatever. Like, I never felt that connection or anything. He's like, well, that's because you're in the majority. So when you're in the majority, you don't feel like you have to have that
what you
part.
say is normal is the things that you prefer, because
Right.
if you are the majority, like, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're not, then, like, women, for example, I run into this all the time with my wife and what she wants to accomplish, or other women, and they're like, and I want to do this, to show that women can do this. It's like, okay, like, I've never felt like I have to prove that men are great or that something is that. But if you're
Because
in
no one questions it.
right, because we're awesome.
And no, because
okay.
and the women issue is like, it is an issue, but it's not as big of an issue because women are not technically in the minority. Like, and I realize that, but there are some cultural standards that I think are imposed that
And
are
in
unfair,
work
and in work
situations and
situations and
stuff,
stuff. And so I get that, because the accepted norm is just that, oh yeah, men can do it, so why would you just be proud of that or whatever? So, like, I do get that feeling of, like, needing to fight for your right and for your place.
Yeah, and that's never been a place that I was in. Like, for me, I always wanted to just be, like, great at radio and just succeed at radio, regardless of what my background is
Right.
or who I was, or I came from a family that wasn't wealthy. So it's like, I want to stand up for the poor people of the middle class or whatever. It's just, I don't have those same things, but it's just my different experience.
Well, and you do in some ways. Like, you're in the minority when you came into this industry of people who in Christian radio wanted to talk honest and be real and authentic. And so you had this real desire, I'm going to push back against that and prove that you can
That's true.
still make it, because that's a case where you were in the minority.
Yeah, that's true.
And you did have that feeling of, like, yeah, I can,
Stick
Yeah.
it to the man.
I'll show them.
Yeah,
That's-
hear my voice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here, and I want to find other people like me and really make a stand and change things. And
Yeah.
I think that's just no different, like Zach was saying, for anyone who finds themselves in a minority situation.
Yeah. I remember, screaming loudly when I got here, I'm here, I'm dear, I will not disappear. And so, yes. And so that was my chant.
Yes.
All right.
Is it Friday yet?
No.
That podcast almost brought us into Friday. So, all right, that's going to have to do it for the old precast. It is really funny because Betty was like telling me the stories. I'm like, yeah, I really want to do this story because I feel passionate about this. I want to talk about this, have an honest conversation. So Betty brings the story in and does it. And then, Betty, you just kind of went mute there for a while. Like,
Because I have nothing to share. Like,
Yeah.
y'all have a lot, and so I'll let you do it.
well, I think, is it that you're not opinionated on it, or you don't worry about it, or you just don't want to have that conversation? I'm curious for you.
I think that I don't know enough
Oh, okay.
about
And she doesn't want
anything.
to step on anybody.
Yeah,
I don't like confrontation,
I get that.
so I just stay out of it.
Well, this is your moment. Do you have anything to add?
I like potato chips.
I can't believe you said that. Right.
Wow.
Wow.
that's
So insensitive.
Yeah, think of all the carrots right now that are
Ah.
crying.
Think of all the
Ugh.
potatoes you were crying, because those are chopped up
Murdered.
little baby potatoes.
All right,
Dropped
there's
in frying
Precast.
oil.
On with the podcast.
Well, that's going to do it for the podcast today. And as always, thanks so much for being a potty. All right, we are done with that. Any Facebook stuff coming in there?
There was a
Because-
question, and I'm forgetting it. Oh, there's one I copied that we can talk about a different day, but we've gone too long.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Adios. If I can figure out how to